Yeah, we are back, guys. Once again, if you just joined us, this is the LPL in English broadcast. I'm Pyrotechnic. She is Froskerin, and we're getting ready for our last match of the night, EDG and Star Home Row Club. First game definitely went one-sided after a little bit, eh, Frosk?
Just a little bit. Of course, the MVP on the screen is going to be Uzi. We talked about how we thought it should be Insect, but Uzi definitely came up huge on his Corki as well. That play around the Baron where he stood to the side and just ripped through EDG definitely is a standout.
Yep, there's so many weapons on this side of Star Home Row Club that they were just unable to break through. And shred Uzi, who just came up massive. One death on the game, and that was very early on indeed. Name almost looked like a normal AD carry next to him.
Name definitely looked very uncomfortable, but I'm really going to throw that back to a failure on Krulov's part and the inability of EDG to recognize the win conditions of their composition in exact stacking their ultimates. Like you said, there was never that wombo combo of the Cataclysm on top of the Shockwave on top of the Dragon Descent, so that itself is a huge issue. The other big issue was a pick span phase issue. Rengar should not have gone uncontested. Krulov has actually found a lot of success on that champion. Again, it really fits his MO. You effectively just farm until level 6, and then you run through the back of a lane, utilize stealth, and you get a gank. So, should not expect to see Insect get that pick back-to-back.
I think I agree with you, but they have to focus a lot of things if they want to ban him out as well. Lee Sin, if they left that on the table, there would be a lot of dangerous potential there. I am not sure what Edward Gaming does in regards to this. I think their pick ban wasn't incredibly bad last time. They just didn't perform well with what they ended up choosing, especially in the mid. You looked incredibly subpar on Orianna.
Oh. Absolutely. His performance compared to Korn's performance in Star Home Royal Club, incredibly creative in how they were utilizing their composition across the map. Again, Insect and the Mega Inferno Bomb. Pretty clever.
Oh yeah, especially all the fights they took in the jungle. And it wasn't just the jungle fights, it was their own jungle where they were setting up the vision game, and EDG just didn't really have a clue, started running around. They just kind of scattered like insects at that point. I don't mean the player, I mean the actual
bug
animal. I'm trying to think of like what is the proper term, the general meta term for an insect.
Bug.
Okay.
Gross. Ew. Save me. I need an adult.
You don't like bugs, do you?
I don't like bugs.
Yeah, I have a really great trick that you can use with a magnifying glass.
That's cool.
Well, you don't like them.
I wouldn't sit there and be a psychopath to them.
Oh, okay. We have to draw a line somewhere. I see how it is.
Who's your god now, Ants?
That's just mean. Ants are nice. Well, unless there's like a million of them.
That's the visual I'm getting.
Yeah. Well, anyways, speaking of Insect, what do you think he goes for this game? I mean, if he gets Lee Sin or Rengar, he's definitely going for that. But let's assume they ban him out.
They have first pick, though.
Yeah.
So that's the scarier issue. Is that there's so many opportunity for them to either come up with Rengar or Lucian, and you talk about how weak EDG's pick ban phase was previously, the fact that they're on purple side this time, and if they're going to allow Lucian through or not, it effectively comes down to Cassid and Lucian Rengar bans. And then like you said, it leaves out Lee Sin if Insect wants to go back there. It leaves out Fizz if Korn wants to pick up his champion. It leaves out Corki, which Uzi has already shown that he doesn't necessarily need someone like Caitlyn, someone like Lucian to make it happen. Tristana and Kog'Maw were both open that match.
Yeah, it's a bit strange. They focused a lot on the Lucian, but it didn't really pay out huge just because they kept taking poorly timed fights. Individually, Name played fantastically, but when the time came, he just couldn't really do as much for his team. I think he probably shies away from that now, and they might even ban it out.
See if he'll fall back to anything, or if they'll try to prioritize that Lucian pickup again.
Name is a man of many talents. We'll find
Pick
out,
ban
though.
phase, here we go.
Lulu off the gates. That is an interesting choice. I mean, it's standard, but, you know.
It's directly targeted at you. Big Lulu player. Ziggs Lulu. Again, if you have an AD carry like Name, you cannot afford to have that Lulu in the game.
Yeah, it's a fair point. Now, EDG, gotta be careful how they spin those bans. Wow, they're still focusing on Corn.
That Fizz was devastating to OMG. I think that's a respectable ban. It's not so much this game, or last game I should say, was very much EDG playing poorly, but the OMG set, that was not OMG playing poorly, that was Starhorn Royal Club playing exceptionally well, which they 100% carried over into this set.
No, they've really been on an up and up. And as the last ban becomes available, Maokai taken away. No surprises there. EDG really considering what they get rid of last. Do they go for the Lucian, or and then have some other problems to deal with in the form of maybe a Kassadin, or do they leave it on the table and let Uzi get the first pick?
I was going to say, you can't leave Kassadin open with Korn because he is an assassin player, but that does leave the Rengar.
Yep, that's another option.
Starhorn has already proven that they can beat the Lucian pickup. This is 4.12 again, if anyone's just joining us, so this is the broken Lucian that was disabled. I used quotations, so I don't think it came across in my voice. The Lucian that was disabled in LCS.
Yeah. And with Lucian, they have to try and build a comp that's going to have a nice mid-game 1-2 punch. Corn is going to get Orianna, but this leaves Ziggs available. I think they could probably go for that very easily with you if they want to try the stall the game out tactic, but there's a lot of other choices too. Zed on the table, you has definitely a propensity for playing these assassin-type champions if they can get a backline dive going. They don't know what they're dealing with, though, in Uzi yet. Ooh, I would like the Ahri, actually.
Ahri changes also went through on this patch.
Clear Love gonna go over to Jarvan again, or at least they're thinking about it. They get the lock. Oh, the Blitz hover. Actually, this could work.
I don't think it's gonna pick Blitz.
No, I don't think so either. Uzi is probably gonna go for the Cog. Or is he?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say, it should be Corki just because there's an Ahri on the enemy team, as well as a Braum, as well as a Jarvan, as well as a Lucian.
Yeah, you need the mobility. Cog would have been great, especially with Thresh, but it's a very risky play. So we see a very similar composition, and one that probably Starhorn wanted to go for the beginning. And again, yeah, Mundo, great pickup to deal with the Gragas in the top lane. Should be a no-brainer.
Mobility is far more prioritized in LPL than surrounding regions due to the fact that they're very much a team fight meta. And you have to think that it's about engage, re-engage, and chase. So obviously these champions that have things like dissonance, like gap closers, Skarner, big pickup for LPL when he was kind of in flavor. The dive potential, the chase potential.
Well, everybody here has a pretty good gap closer, if not primary, secondary. Even FCZF to stand behind me, proc enables him to just sort of, take a ride to a champion. On the other side, on Starhorn's composition, that's tricky with the Gragas barrel. You've got kind of a weird dissonance there as well, but if they play it correctly, could work out really well. They have the submarine ability.
Let's see what Yu does with the Ahri pickup. I've never really known him as much of a roamer. It's more so kind of that 2v2 in the mid lane. Like I said, Clear Love, when he does gank, it tends to be on that mid lane ganking for Yu as of recent. The pickup of the Ahri kind of tells me that he's looking to make plays happen elsewhere on the map and make up for Clear Love's lack of pressure. But that said, you're competing against an Orianna. She doesn't have the best wave clear and push early on, but when she starts getting level 7, level 9, the roam potential pretty much dies off for Ahri. If Korn wants to keep you there, he can.
Yeah. And it's a very safe comp as well to deal with any early setbacks that they find. So all around, Starhorn gets what they want. But this time, Edward Gaming, I think, has a much better composition to work with that relies on their strengths individually. Ahri is going to be a very scary threat if she can get rolling, but we'll have to see as we get ready to load up into the second game. Will it be Edward Gaming coming back and securing their playoff spot, or will it be Starhorn Royal Club who will be leapfrogging ahead, way ahead of Edward Gaming? That was quick. As we load
So
up
it's like
onto the
a it's like a 15-minute window.
Yeah, just a little bit. So here we go. This time, Edward Gaming on the red side and Starhorn World Club on the blue side. What is going to happen this game, Frost? Any shenanigans in the early, you think?
No. Standard line of scrimmage. Although Ari has, you know, decent level 1 potential. Should take
A
charm.
little bit better than Oriana, perhaps. Ooh, Cola, fancy footwork, dodging out those briefcases. Not business time. It's drinking time. Maybe not yet.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It's always 5 o'clock somewhere. Cola, this time he's actually
Koro
tanking a
just-
lot. Koro knows exactly.
Taking it to him.
That's a
It's
very
gonna get-
aggressive Mundo.
It looked good for Cola initially. You know, he dodged the briefcase, got the belly bop.
Well, he's a big hitbox. Not hard to miss that guy. It's going to land somewhere.
Again, this 2v2 in the bot lane. Uzi picking up that core game, which he had a fantastic showing on last set. See if Starhorn Royal Club can find the 2-0 here. EDG obviously playing from the back foot, or if EDG will return to form and get their communication issues sorted out.
The laning phase shouldn't be too much trouble for Name and FCZF this time, but the real issue becomes when Insect does hit that power spike of 6 and really starts to make plays. We noticed this last time. Insect didn't have a whole lot of jungle pressure until about that time, and Clear Love still wasn't doing much. We'll see if this time Clear Love will show up and make plays, or if he'll be gimped again by the fact that, you know, all the lanes are pushed early on and he just kind of falls back into the habit of jungle farming over and over.
We should also talk about Zero's performance on Thresh. He is a very scary person to allow to have that champion.
Hooks are always a danger in general, but yeah, this is a support that really does set up the big plays for Uzi. No less to be expected on this team as well. So, really, really early game. FCZF and Name have to play this really careful, but I think they should be able to get out of bad situations if they do occur, barring any insects.
I actually think the pressure of the lane will shift at around level 2, simply because A, Thresh has an incredibly strong level 2, whereas Brahms falls off a bit, but B, he's against 2 range champions as opposed to 1 melee, 1 range. As you can see, FCZF kind of has to sit back behind Lucian when he doesn't have his Q available, and then he'll step up and try to poke. It's simply because Zero can just slap him anytime he wants.
Yeah, and I think a little bit of last game showing through. They're giving Uzi a lot of spatial respect here. Although, Name doing the best he can to grab all the farm. Staying pretty even right now as the game kicks off. Everybody is, again, in this stage of feeling each other out still. Last game was a very, very aggressive mid-game that kind of spiraled out of control for EDG, but neither team seems to really take any crazy moves in the very beginning. I think that's because they want to like wait until they have it figured out where they're going to take the engagements. EDG is definitely very patient in that regard.
See if Kurlov can find any successful ganks this time around. He has a lot of kill potential now in his lanes. Of course, you have the charm, so you don't need Ari to be level 6 to find a kill there. You have Braum as well as the Lucian, so the chase potential there if he wants to flag and drag to the back of the lane.
That was a nice ward clear. Nama utilizing his passive just to make sure he gets enough damage or gets enough hits onto the ward. Nice little tricks like that. It's those things that separate the pro players.
Their ability to clear wards, fancily.
That was the greatest ward clear. Come on, Frost, how are you not impressed by that?
I'm so impressed.
Oh. Level disadvantage for just a second as Name does even it out. FCZF gets caught on a line, but Zero decides to throw it back. Doesn't want that.
Doesn't want that when he gets all that free farm and experience.
Koro dueling it out with Cola in the top lane. Nothing should really come of this to be on the early anyways. It's going to take probably a lot of jungle presence to turn anything around there. I expect the mid lane to be focused again, just for a little bit, until they really start getting rolling in the bot. Clearlove was clearly looking for something, but just like a Ziggs, it's very difficult to gank an Oriana.
He dropped 2 early wards in Insect's jungle, though, so trying to provide a little bit of protection for you. You should ward, yeah, okay, see, that makes sense. So you wards to the other side, so he's completely covered as far as that mid lane is concerned.
Well,
and you should start to see him play towards the bottom side of the dragon. because the only blind spot is that top right corner.
Yeah, speaking of, guess who's right over there right now?
Guess who's in the blind spot?
Oh, but he's going to run right into the ward. You should see this. Oh, the advertisement will get out of the way of the minimap. Here comes Insect. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, hello, there he is. Still level 4 right now.
The legendary level 4 Rengar gank.
Yep, super effective. Meanwhile, up in the top, Koro dueling it out again with Cola. The barrel is going to connect. Koro not too perturbed about this. Level's dead even, and actually this could be first blood if Cola can get out of there. He belly bops in. Oh, flash forward, Koro. Oh, he's in the minions though. That's not good. And he goes down. Can Clear Love answer on back. He's got the flag and dragon, and that's going to be the revenge kill. One more hit ought to do it, but he's kiting it out, making him work for it. Clear Love should be able to secure this one up. Oh, but if he gets the... Oh, my goodness. If he gets that... Nope, didn't quite get it. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, oh, Insect going in on FCZF, finding himself a pick there is Uzi as they turn on the pressure. Name, he's trying to answer back, but that was a nice gank realizing where Clear Love was. This time the level 4 Rengar comes in handy.
And you're absolutely right. It was the recognition, hey, the resources are expended top from EDG. This is a free gank without counter gank potential. Can we talk about that flash, though? It was a good idea from Koro on the level of, hey, I'm going to flash the barrel damage. Unfortunately, he flashed right into the massive creep wave and died to minions. If he had simply flashed to the side trying to dodge with the bush, would have been a much safer endeavor for himself. That was pretty unfortunate. I don't know what was
going through his mind, but I'm sure it went something like, I regret this decision immediately.
Instant regret.
That's the worst kind. Ooh, Corn. I thought he got charmed, and now he just decided to walk towards you anyways.
Oh, but here comes FCZF looking for the dive. Clear Love is in the wings, has level 6.
So is Insect.
No, Insect's only level 5, though. That's the big difference.
He's clearing raids. He's not coming in. Yeah, well, FCZF is going to reveal pretty soon. And yeah, they know exactly what's going on.
He walked to get there. There's
but they're going for it anyways. Charm doesn't connect. Corn is able to dodge away with the help of his flash. And then you will spend the rest of his Spirit Rush to back out. Well, they burned a Summoner for an ult. That's usually worth.
And more importantly, Clear Love found the pink ward.
Yes. Sweet 30 gold. Alright, I'm rich, guys. I'm done playing League of Legends. I'm going to go spend all my money.
Game's over. The pig raiser can go home.
Nope. Name is by himself for just a moment. Here comes FCZF, and they should be able to get back into the thick of things. But he's got a little bit lower on the experience, so it's going to be delaying this level 6 crazy power spike that they will have. Zero and Uzi should hit that a little earlier. Although Name, having compensated for that by being in lane a little bit longer individually, should maybe even that one out. He's not keeping up at farm this game, though, which is a bit troubling considering he has spent just as much time in lane as Uzi.
It's the zone control from Zero effectively on that thresh. Uzi's doing a good job Corky utilizing the poke despite not having level 6, but the big factor is the difference in the pressure that the supports can create for their AD carries.
Well, and the fact that there's always the threat of a Rengar, right? Lantern ganks are normally pretty terrifying, but throw that into a champion who can speed up, go invisible, and do all that crazy stuff to pounce on you, that's instantly. You don't even know what hit you. So allowing that, definitely a mistake, but they only had 3 bans, right?
They only had 3 bans.
Yep. That's the usual number, if I recall.
Good poke on Zero that time around.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here comes Clear Love.
Yeah, gets in the lane. No ward available. Uzi and Zero. How to know something's up, or do they? Oh,
he showed.
Oh, maybe not. Uzi making it look like he didn't. And now he does. Going forward on this one, they might be able to secure up Zero easily, actually, as the box comes out to try and prevent some of the damage. FCZF face tanking a lot of it. Colin comes out, and Name wants to 1v1, but Uzi backs off.
Wants to 1v1 when he has Braum and Jarvis standing behind him. Don't worry, guys, I got this.
That's like when you're the little dude in the gang and you're like, all right, fight me, man. And then like those 2 guys who are your friends that are like gigantic football players are standing right behind you.
Exactly.
The safest kind of intimidation.
Kind of curious though. I feel that Clear Love 100% showed himself on that gank.
Yeah, it was a
Could have
little
been
bit weird. Maybe it was the invisible Jarvan. I am also curious that they didn't opt for this dragon. It would have been fairly easy. I guess they didn't know where Insect was.
Yeah, it's the
Speaking
threat
of
of Insect with a shockwave.
there he is. That's a big ball in, and you didn't have a chance. Corrin combos up with the shockwave to make a kill in the mid lane.
And that's how you hit those shockwaves. No,
Here's how you do it, you. I'll show you.
it's really easy to hit a target when it's, you know, bull is stunned.
That's true, but it was definitely stylish. Ooh, 0.
The mind games. Throws
Nobody
the
was
back.
there.
There's no one there.
Evil laugh commence. Hey, you just never know when somebody's going to be on the line. Now 0.
Oh.
Ooh, that was close. With Insect and Uzi right there, that would have been a pick.
0 showing off his Thresh chops.
Yeah, likewise Name with the Lucian. He's really aggressive, going far forward and really denying Name as much of this farm as possible. 0 has been amazing on this Thresh pickup. A lot of it, I think, is the respect, but still, it's coming up big.
I will say that 0 UZI synergy, as far as kind of what they want to do in lane, is far superior than FCZF and Name. I still think that FCZF and Name are really strong 2v2 lane, but I feel that FCZF is stronger in a 5v5 situation than he is in the lane phase. Whereas 0 is very much geared to lane dominance.
Yeah, that's true. Especially considering his champion picks. Braum right now, definitely more of a team fighting champion. Thresh can do a lot in a team fight, but he's much better at initiating picks or things like that. Oh, Corrin, he's going to get stunned up. The ball's going to land, but it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even connect. And didn't actually get burned down. So Insect will be getting a few wards cleared up, but they answer back in the mid lane with kill. And Gold really dead even right now, within 100.
The issue, though, is where that gold is located. The difference between having gold on a Rengar and having gold on a Jarvan are pretty much night and day. Jarvan's going to build 1 damage item and then he's going to go straight tank. Not that he isn't useful. Jarvan will always be a priority pick in China just because their meta is so much about diving and team fighting, and he offers the perfect combination of both. But a fed Rengar, especially one as proficient as Insect, is absolutely terrifying.
What was that game we saw where there was a Jarvan that was just gigantic and like carried it? Was that?
It was, I want to say it was actually Starhard Royal Club versus IG.
I think it was, and I think it was Illusion. I want to say it was Illusion.
I know that IG was in it, and I feel like IG was on the losing end of it, so I'm pretty sure it was Insect.
So maybe that proved your point, or maybe I'm completely crazy. Insect, speaking of, is getting the jump on to Name right now. He's not going to have much of a chance, hooked in and flayed. Actually, almost stays alive. The Bola finishes him up with the help of Ignite.
With that, though, they are looking towards the dragon. Do have a good numbers advantage here.
And they should just be able to muscle this one in. If they really wanted to try to make a fight of it, they could have. But they would have had to commit quite a lot for that. So Starhorn Royal Club will be able to secure it for free. EDG backing off. They do have a timer thanks to that ward, though.
And again, Clear Love. Never making the counter gank. Never finding the correct pressure on the right side of the map.
And hogging all the gold, right? What a jerk.
What a guy.
Insect is just really big on the playmaking, and he focuses this bot lane because they know that they have to. Uzi gets his back stopped, but he's
well, when he
was
when he had his heyday on KT, you know, when they were kind of on the top and the team was performing well, Insect was the playmaker of that team. Of course, they kind of, you know, went on a bit of a, I'm not going to call it a deep, dark, downward spiral, but when they went on a little bit of a low. I know, right? Gotta get a new Twitter account, just
for like goth poetry. I think we have that. It's called the LPL Live tweets, right?
Oh wow!
Surprise!
Cut me deep.
Hey, I like that one. I subscribe.
But in the end, it didn't even matter.
Okay, let's not go back to Linkin Park. I think we've had enough of that for one night.
I can't help it. There's the calling.
Yep. Zero's face tanking a lot of it. It's a dangerous maneuver, though. You never know when the hook's going to come flying out.
The pressure is on. Dragon's no longer contestable. They need to take the global objectives and swing the global gold back in their favor. Should see them take this and then immediately swing mid. Again, Dragon's not available. The next most important objective on the map is going to be that first tier, mid-tier tower. Mid-tier, first tier, mid-tower. There we go. Words
Something
are hard.
like that. Yeah, well, they're difficult sometimes. I don't blame you. First tower falling in favor of Edward Gaming. Very late in the game. It's funny how you can almost illustrate how the meta starts shifting by when the towers start falling. When it was the 4v0 meta, it was like 3 minutes in. Now that everything's going back to like stable lanes, it's like 10, 15.
Although they're not pulling back to the mid lane, they want the blood of Uzi. Although here comes the goose.
This is trouble. If they can pick a kill into Uzi quickly, but Name getting completely juked out right there. Korn is going to find himself a kill with the Shockwave FCZF, short to follow. Huge collapse from Starhorn. And Clearlove nowhere near to be able to make the save. That wasn't hero mode, that was completely overzealous.
They had decent wards to protect against that, namely the pink ward on that try. But, you know, the river is essentially dark for them. Not quite sure what EDG is thinking. Lack of communication, lack of direction, lack of shot calling, but no reason for them to... Yeah, and their team wasn't even set up for a counter gank. The fact that Clearlove and you had sacrificed resources and time to pick up the blue buff, that they were busy with that. There's no reason to create a pressure point that deep on the map if you don't have something else going on to counteract the resources that Starhorn Royal Club are going to expend down there. Yeah. It would have made more sense if, you know, you was in position to take down the mid tower. It's like, okay, we lose Name, SCZF, but we translate a global objective for it.
Yeah, it's really strange. They seem to be going, reverting maybe back to this kind of old style of just trying to pick as many kills. And I'm wondering how much Name has to do with this, because he seems to be leading the charge in a lot of these situations that are resulting in not very good trades for Edward Gaming.
See if they can pick it back up and perhaps focus and look for a 5v5. It's very scary to fight Starhorn Royal Club, though, because they have the Shockwave. In all honesty, EDG would rather find a skirmish based type of composition. Like, they want to find picks and they want to find like 3v3s, 2v2s, and things like that, just because the power of Ahri, the power of Lucian. But then they bring someone like Mundo, like Jarvan. So a bit of disconnect as far as what their champions want to accomplish and when to accomplish it.
Yeah, and they seem a little bit lost themselves, not really knowing how to react to the situation they're in. It's not a terrible situation. Dragon's going to be up in about 2 minutes, but they really need to start taking those picks, like you said. Starhorn not giving them too many opportunities. The biggest thing is to try and find where Insec is and deal with him, because then you don't have to worry about the submarine in the 5v5. He's had an amazing kill participation rate. Oop. This tower's going to get pushed down. Answer for Starhorn. Koro can't really do much in the 2v1 situation, so that will be it. And mid lane now under fire, so this might be the objective they need. And Starhorn nowhere near defending that one. Oh, stealthy recall, or is it? Clearlove pokes him in the back of the head. I wasn't really sure what I was going with that one, because I thought it was going to extend a little longer. I was wrong, Frosk. Oh, Insect getting charmed up. Nope, back away.
If you're just making a lot of Jarvan Lance jokes.
Yeah, he pokes people. That's what he does.
I was going with extend, but...
Extendo pull. If he said that, it would be really, really funny.
Sounds more like Wukong's alley.
It does sound like Wukong, but, you know, in a way, they're like sort of parallels. Wukong's sort of like
oh, here we go.
Koro. And Kola. He does. He's got the belly bump, too. Koro. Oh, ult engage. Okay, Mundo says he can fight now. And he's just trying to wait it out for just a few seconds. Nobody here.
Sustain up.
Nobody here but us Mundos. Oh, the barrel's coming in. Kola just trying to disengage from this one. Nicely done.
Very smart of Kola. It looked a little scary there for a second when he started to get pretty low health. He created the distance and the space needed to regen that up quickly. Again, since he's against Gragas, he's able to rush Spirit Visage because he's against an AP top laner. Gives great synergy with his ultimate.
Yeah, they're going really far for this bot side now. SCZF, Clearlove, and you all here with Name. Even Koro is coming
teleport.
in. Oh, here we go. Insect wants to make something of this one. However, meanwhile, there's something already happening in the bot side. You going to take the action incentive. That's the big jump in for Jarvan. However, Clearlove is going to fall down immediately. Zero. He's going to follow him all the way back to Fountain. That is a 1 for 3 trade, actually, in favor of Edward Gaming. And they're looking to take more of a fight. Insect is low. They're going to be able to get the jump on, but he turns on to Name. Can he get the kill off? Insect staying alive. No, he can't. That's Korn. He's going to go down, gets the ball off, but it's not nearly enough. And a huge fight goes in favor of Edward Gaming just to get themselves back dead even in the gold in time for the Dragon to come back up. Brilliant collapse from them.
It was all about the teleport from Cola right there. Great job from Name. Wasn't overzealous in his positioning, never put himself in harm's way, using his relentless pursuit very responsibly. But Clearlove, that cataclysm, that is what needed to happen about an entire game ago, finally comes up.
Massive play. Let's see that again. So you get the teleport in. They get the grab on Name, and now you think they have it. But Name just barely gets away. All the summoners spent, and then Starhorn's just kind of left holding the bag. Clearlove jumps in with a huge cataclysm, sacrificing himself in the process, but you gets the assassinations off. Zero. Korn comes late to the party, too. That's probably the biggest thing of note, is that it was a 4v5 for a few minutes.
Well, Koro just got there as well, so it was technically a 4v4.
That's true. But who would you rather have? Korn or Koro in a fight? I'm not saying Mundo isn't useful, but when you're talking about playmaking ability,
oh, the
shockwaves,
yes.
Yeah.
Big play though, you and Name's positioning.
Well, and with the Dragon, they grab themselves a lead now. So again, the game can turn on a dime. And EDG finding themselves a little more confident here. Towers are even. This game has completely been blown wide open with that engagement. And they fired on all cylinders in that particular engagement. Can EDG continue to play like that? Because then they should have no trouble winning this game.
What's concerning for Starhorn Royal Club is the fact that EDG won that big team fight. So obviously you get all of the gold because you just got a clean ace, and then you transition that into more global gold on the Dragon. That they won the team fight already, and now they have, you know, X amount of gold to stack onto that. You know, you has completed the Deathfire Grass. That means that effectively anyone on Starhorn Royal Club can be 100-0 by this Ahri.
You gotta take extra precautions to protect Uzi now. Yeah, Korn's also a priority target too. I mean, take out the shockwave, no problem.
The farm difference between Uzi and Name, 216 to 181.
Yeah, that is still pretty big, just considering he's been held to it. But Name, I don't think he's too worried about that now.
I think he's found the power of Lucian, has that Ghost Blade available to him now.
This is exactly like the point in the game.
They're preparing for their next 5v5. Here comes Insect.
Well, Koro's not got teleport available. Insect's going to start the fight, and yeah, Koro realizes he has to get up here. Insect, he is in a little bit of trouble, though. Has to burn his flash. He's still alive. Gets away just barely. The barrel comes in for the disengage as they realize that might have not been the fight we wanted. FCZF not able to land out. A Glacial Fissure on. The ball's going to connect. Whoa! FCZF getting blown up, and that's Clearlove following him down to the grave. Big pickup. Name trying to come in and make a play, but it's not enough. Koro finally arrives to the fight, and this is danger zone for both teams. Zero is low. Cola is low. Koro is tanking out everybody, flashing forward, getting himself a kill on the burn down, and they're following up for Korn. Name trying to stay safe, so is you around the side. This is getting crazy. Zero, he's low, and they trade 2 for 2 so far. However, Insect is not here just yet. They're going to go for the dive. Zero's there. Oh my goodness. Hello. They get the grab up. Koro, he might actually sacrifice himself in this, and he does for the sake of a tower. Bit of a crazy decision process for EDG. All forced out by Insect's jump in. And it seems like it could have gone a lot better. I don't know why Koro was in the mid lane throughout all that, but it's not done. Name, oh, he's getting jumped on. Can he stay alive? Dashing away. Yu's going to sacrifice himself for this. That was also questionable. As soon as Insect arrived, he just created havoc for EDG.
FCZF is now
They don't want to end this at all. FCZF.
Insect's coming around from the side. There's the shockwave.
Oh, the ball's going to land. One. Only spent on one. They're going to be able to secure a kill here, or are they? Insect's still there. Yep, that's the sacrificial play from FCZF. Again, as Clearlove flag and drags away. So, Starhorn finding themselves a series of picks in that fight. They gave up something. They gave a tower and some kills, but completely worth for them.
They have yet to reacquire the gold lead, however. They did close the gap sizably. And with this, see if they even out. There they go.
Yep. Once again, back in the lead, albeit a very slim one. Neck and neck. This was a horse race.
Again, we talk about mobility and its importance in LPL. That fight is a textbook example of why it's so important. The extended engagements, the constant re-engage, disengage, the chase potential, and how it then translates into other things happening on the map. The fact that that fight was pretty much 45 seconds long, and it was a lost fight for Starhorn initially out of the gate, and it lasted so long that they were able to even it out and come out on top.
Yeah, they brought people back in. Again, Insec is kind of the wild card here. He makes the big plays, and you don't see him coming.
Has really found his stride on the Rengar. Has the flare complete, as well as his Banshee Veil and Mobies.
NA and EU need to take note. That is how you play Rengar.
It has more to do with the team than it does the actual Rengar player.
That's true. Well, I think this was Monte who mentioned it, but you I almost like tried to combine Name with him. That'd be a weird fusion.
Monte?
Monte
It's,
Cristo.
here, I got you.
Why don't you go ahead and cover this? You're the color commentator.
Hold on a second, though, because they might engage
When you
here
have
as they
time.
do the Baron Dance.
The Baron Dance is a touchy subject. You never know when it starts and ends.
It's easy in China because of how the lane aggression works, and particularly the jungle, especially against Clear Love. It is very easy against Clear Love because... hold on a second, Submarine. Okay, he's gonna back off.
Oh, no. They don't want any part of that.
He's not gonna apply any gank pressure. So, Insec gets to bypass the weak lane, because the issue with Rengar is it's very hard to survive early with him, because he pretty much is entirely reliant on counter ganks. Hold on a second, though.
Oh, that was a great box.
Oh, he got the steal!
Oh my goodness! Wow, he gets in there. That's the big jump in to try and lock up a bit more damage. He's going to burst it down anyways, though, by Uzi. Can they get to the back line to finish him? No, they cannot. They get the dragon with the steal, but they trade 2 lives for it right now. Clear Love, Name, and Koro running scared, but Korn gets blown up by Name. Stubble buff secured. Koro gonna sacrifice in this particular situation. That is going to be a bit of a turnaround, but they get the ace for one.
Cole coming around the back came up huge right there. Name was trying to get some room to run. Huge team fight for Starhorn Royal Club. Are they rushing to Baron? They're clearing the vision.
They're
I think that's a Baron.
Along. I think they're going to be able to secure it too. 20 seconds till Clear Love comes back up. About the same time till everybody but you and FCZF can't attempt the steal. This is going to be a Baron in the pocket of the Starhorn Royal Club, and they are going to take themselves their first big lead of the game.
Look at that perfectly placed box from Zero to completely separate EDG.
Yeah, and then Clear Love couldn't quite get anyone else but Korn on the Cataclysm. He really needed to be more patient with that. And then there was no peel available for Ahri, so instantly just got nuked. And Uzi, again, if you don't blow up Uzi, he'll blow you up. And this is exactly what happened.
Beautiful positioning from Uzi and Zero right there.
Yep, so with that Baron buff now secured, Starhorn Royal Club gets themselves 3K gold lead, 28 minutes in. EDG is going to have to be very choosy about their fights from now
on. Puts the game on pause. Starhorn Royal Club in the driver's seat. Not only do they take the gold lead advantage, but of course they have the Baron. It's now an issue of if EDG can create enough pressure points to keep Starhorn Royal Club busy clearing waves as opposed to utilizing their Baron.
They did it pretty well the first Baron last game.
Yeah, so Name has already created a pressure point, forcing Uzi to respond to that in the bottom, has to push that out past River. See if they can maybe get something going in the top lane. Koro's already up there. Although it looks like Starhorn Royal Club is caught on and are consolidating mid.
At least leaving Zero and Insec around there. They shouldn't have too much trouble trying to muscle through for a fight, but you're right, they have been really more taking those scattered engagements that are just overextensions from EDG and punishing them for that. So we'll see if they can set up a pick here, or if it just results in a stall-out tactic from EDG. Here they go.
They have the culling available as well, so they still have that wave clear option.
Yeah, actually, getting a lot of damage dished out onto FCZF while he's under tower there. Koro He wants to try and flank, but this is difficult to do. There is way too much front line, and that tower is going to get shredded down. Uzi doesn't even care that he's face tanking a bit of it.
We've talked about the trajectory of Starhorn Royal Club. Their Season 3 run at Worlds. How completely different team. Only remaining members Uzi. Of course, White's their star mid laner retired. Tabe retiring not shortly after. Completely different roster. Crash and burn. Their split following was pretty awful as far as their standings and their performance. Suddenly, get the Koreans, get the two solo mid laners, and now are back on the rise.
Yeah, they've been playing a lot better towards the second half of the split in general, and they are really muscling out this siege right now, taking their time about as much as they can. But all of a sudden, there's an insect, there's a ball, and there is a pickup onto you, going hard for the fight, just pouncing on him. Left and right, they get themselves another pickup. FCZF already down here. Clearlove trying to make something happen on Uzi. He stays alive, valiantly falling down. Koro flashing away, and Name is in the back line wreaking havoc, but this was a completely worthwhile trade. Kolo, what are you doing? He dashes all the way into the base, but he's completely fine now. Koro trying to do something to zero here. The ball, oh, the shield! It was too much! Name, the only defender left standing. This is going to be an inhibitor now for Starhorn, unless he can do something about it. Doesn't look likely. Frost, this is starting to look like Starhorn could 2-0 this.
They have the push potential. Name is the only person still alive. They are going to take the safe route.
That looks north to me, actually.
It looks
Summoner's
east
Rift
to me.
like, well, that's east the direction, but they're in the north, right?
I think that's west the direction.
I have to look at a compass sometime. Just, I cannot confirm or deny what you said until then.
If we're referring to the blue side being the west coast and the purple side being the east coast.
Well, this is China, so that doesn't mean anything, right? Haha, geography lessons.
It's too big a country. Fun fact, did you know China has one time zone for the entire country?
That's why it's called Chinatown. Or
That's why
China
it's called
Standard
Chinatown.
Hey, that could be your next talk show. Hey guys,
I was gonna
it's
say
Chinatown.
we should have named our talk show Chinatown.
It's always Chinatown.
I'm still upset that we didn't name it Fortune Cookie. Missed opportunities.
Missed opportunities for Cheesy Hoods. Oh,
Oh,
Zero. He's going in. Hello! Finds himself you, and he dodges out everything. I don't think I've ever seen a guerrilla warfare thresh tactic like that.
The hunt, though, the fact that Insect was also in the wings stealth up with Rengar as Zero and Korn kind of marched through the jungle right there. They were looking for blood.
Oh, yeah. Starhorn now looking for a tower as they throw out hooks and skill shots left and right. Name has something to say about that, clears himself away, but this is starting to look slower and slower, like it might be Starhorn taking the upper hand. It's a pretty big lead for them at this point, and they're looking to extend it even further. If they get caught, it would be danger, but they're staying safe for the time being.
Unfortunately, pressure is on to act.
Yeah, they don't have the Baron buff anymore, but they've also made pretty good use out of it. Now, if they can stall it as long as possible, slow push wave in the top, EDG has to respond to this sooner or later. This is very, very dangerous right now.
There's a huge wave in the top right now. It is entering the base. Pressure is on.
They are just stalling out as long as they can. It's actually very smart from Starhorn. They're playing extremely, extremely conservatively because they know that they don't want to get caught up under the tower.
Well, the issue is that if Clearlove goes in and you follows up, it's immediately a disengage from Cola if Starhorn Royal Club don't like the fight, or it's a shockwave if Starhorn Royal Club do like the fight.
One tower down. They've lost it, but here we go. There's the jump in from Clearlove. They're trying to take this one. Korn, he's low, but he's staying alive, or is he? That's you picking up a kill. Cola's going down now. That is Insect jumping in to try and salvage something, but Clearlove is still alive. Insect falling over. They get themselves 4 kills. Uzi being chased out by Koro. Super Minions are still in the base, but they don't care. They're looking for blood right now, and Uzi might have nowhere to go. Baron is up in 35 seconds. They won't even try to go for that one. They get themselves the clean ace. Frosker, and did EDG just come back in this? Can they survive?
we talked about how there was two options. If they liked the engage, they were going to go for the shockwave. If they disliked it, they were going to go for the disengage. The issue was the delay on the cast to reset the fight did not come out soon enough or effectively enough from Cola. Huge pressure from you and Clearlove, excuse me, I'm trying to think of our jungler's name. Big light spot for them. Again, this Baron just about to spawn, so this should be a free objective for them.
Their timer was off by 3 seconds.
They lost the Nexus tower, but the inhibitor in the top lane is about to come up.
Yeah, let's see this
so
again. This is all Clearlove, by the way. He comes in huge, and he targets onto Corn, forcing the flash. Then they get the knockback anyways. And you just makes absolute short work of the rest of this team, getting himself the double right there. And pretty much they scatter. Clearlove actually does a really good job of disengaging himself to stay alive.
The culling coming across all 5 members as well.
Yeah. No, I think that was... So, it was really strange, because they had a small window to act, and they
so here you go.
Didn't quite do it.
You want to talk about small window to act? The inhibitor in the top lane is back up. So yes, they lost the Nexus tower, but that doesn't mean as much in the context of the fact that the super minion waves are done coming.
Well, and they were able to push out a little bit, too. Now with the Baron buff, they're still down a little bit in gold, but that means a lot less and less as the game goes by. A 3k gold edge doesn't mean a lot 36 minutes in as much as it does to have the Baron buff. So EDG has the impetus to push forward now, and they should be able to start finding fights. Again, when they have the right positioning, the 5v5 goes in their favor.
Seem to be firing on all cylinders. See what they can do with this Baron buff if they're able to break the inhibitor line. That said, they have a lot... It's been our longest game in a while. They have quite a ways to go, though. They still have to go through all second-tier towers.
Yeah, they don't have a huge minion wave to really compensate for it. Do they maybe try to out-rotate and push up top and then move around? Starhorn...
That's their only options are to out-rotate or to dive. You're trying to siege into a blue buff Orianna.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult. As soon as you jump all into that, there's suddenly
Needless
a shockwave.
to say.
There really wasn't anything else to add to that one. Oh, here comes Insect, though. He's starting that fight, and all of a sudden things get turned on up. Korn is going to get the kill off on Aname. This is going to be a very decisive fight. Either way, FCZF falling down. Korn staying alive just barely. EDG is just evaporating right now. The ace comes out for Korn, and that was a massive play for Starhorn World Club. And they're looking to teleport onto the bot side. That's Cola trying to make a difference there. Push should come up huge. And push is coming to shove right now for EDG. They just fully surrender. So 2-0 as Edward Gaming bows out of that second game. And Starhorn Royal Club leapfrogged their way into second place.
I don't know if you caught it because it happened in a split second. And I believe the stream actually jumped because it was so
crazy. They broke the game for a second.
It was Insect stealthed in, he jumped on Name. As soon as he landed on top of him, the shockwave hit and evaporated.
It was absolute insanity, and that was why you can't jump in on that. So, demoralized, EDG bows out of that one, and we'll have to look at their options. But coming up, of course, tomorrow, we will be getting into these next matches you see on your screen. LGD taking on Young Glory, and then OMG taking on World Elite Academy. It's getting towards the home stretch now, Frost, but I think we're starting to have a pretty good idea of who's going to make it into playoffs.
Well, the big issue was that if EDG won one more game, they were guaranteed a playoff spot, and they just got 2-0'd by Starhorn Royal Club. So, things are kind of shifting up as we go, like you said, literally into the home run stretch for playoffs. It is still up in the air if LGD or Invictus Gaming even can come up big and try to clinch that 4th place spot.
Let's see. Only coming forward will we know who's going to go towards that. But that's it for us, guys. The LPL broadcast wrapping up here. So wherever you are in the world, we are bidding you good morning, good night, whatever time it is. So we hope you enjoyed the show. GG, and we'll see you soon. Until then, goodbye.